up, y'all? It's Crew, also known as a rainy storm, checking in. You feel me? I am your Cosmic Rootwork astrologer, specializing in Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at rainystorm.wix.com/info. I definitely have other services there, but that's what I does when I does what I does. And best of what I does, you feel me? All right. But for those of y'all that's coming in for the first time, welcome. We are going to be talking about the Vulture. Sorry about the Vulture. Sorry about that. What you gonna call it? Mercury retrogrades amongst us. So if I'm tripping over words, you feel me? Let's just act like we didn't. All right. Before we get started, you already know these are the things as we get into the announcements. All right, the updates. All right, Tapestry's on deck. More information, more info, okay, about the Tapestry available, on the website. So you make sure you go check that out. I have not palm rolled or twisted my hair at all. I'm just letting it. And this is why when y'all see my hair wrapped or something on it, it's because I'm always in my hair. I'm always touching it. I'm trying not to touch my shit. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to like a kid. I'm like a kid. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So anyway, Tapestry's on deck. We also too have, and by the time y'all see this, I promise you, all right? I promise you by the time y'all see this whole thing is going to be decked out. On the website, though. All right, so just check back at the website and you'll see a whole different thing. I gotta go get But the papyrus paper is on deck. So y'all make sure y'all go check it out. All right. Make sure you check it out. Birth chart on the papyrus paper is on deck. And I think that's it. Oh, also too, Mars activations, the Uranian way. I'm calling it the Uranian way. All right, that's gonna be on deck too. So you make sure y'all check that out on the website for the Aquarius new moon. All right, coming on next week. All right, so I think that's about it. But let's get it started nonetheless. The Vulture. Spirit, animal, medicine, totem. The Vulture's been coming up a lot. Before I do start, I want to give a shout out to Bloomington Woman on YouTube, because it's crazy, because before I saw that video, I talked to a Vulture spirit. Somebody was telling me about the Vulture spirit that they had. I was actually supposed to wear my black Vulture hoodie for this video, but no, we don't care. It's all good. But I've been getting a lot of messages from the Vulture. So I wanted to talk about it myself. And when I actually went on YouTube, Bloomington Woman was actually live talking about the Vulture spirit. So I'm like, let me talk about the Vulture fucking spirit. Like, let's talk about it then. Now, and I feel like I wanted to focus on the horse the last time, but now I want to focus on the Vulture spirit because I think it's so fitting as we're cleaning up. Or as we're cleaning up, as we're clearing out of, and we moved, I should say, out of Capricorn season. I think the Vulture spirit is very prominent. You know what I mean? It's going to be very prominent in Aquarius season. Honestly, I think of Aquarian energy as the Vulture spirit in a sense. I think of it actually being very Saturnian. So, of course, ruling Aquarius too. But it's just time to clean shit up. It's very, what I put, tying up the loose ends, cleaning up the mess. Because the Vulture spirit will literally, okay, something will swipe down, boom, eat something, boom. You feel me? Tear it all up. And the Vulture spirit will come down and clean it up. The Vulture spirit will come down and clean all the mess that was left after whoever did it and made the mess up. Okay. And then on top of that, to clear the energy, to clear all of this gunk of the bacteria. The vulture spirit just sits itself in the sun and allows the rays of the sun to clear and replenish its energy. So before we move forward, if you are not in sun and you in blizzard weather right now, shout out to everybody on the East Coast and the Midwest that are dealing with blizzards and storms, snowstorms, and all types of bullshit weather. So sorry. But if you don't have any sun, I definitely suggest getting like a color lamp or a color light, or creating some type of color light and putting yellow over it. Of course, don't burn down the house. You feel me? You want to make sure it's protected. But soaking in that yellow solar plexus, or just yellow energy, you feel me, of the sun, of embodiment of that solar plexus energy, you know, to like really give you that energy that is missing, if we're going to talk about in the zodiac. Okay, we just experienced this Leo full moon. All right, shout out to the Leo full moon, but we're not gonna have a whole bunch of heavy fire this year. We're just not. Chiron is in Aries, but that's not even in his best position. So it's kind of like, what do? You feel me? South Node in Sagittarius, like, fire is not active this year because it's not supposed to be. You know, I feel like this is the prep, you know, before we actually get into next year, before we actually get into this new kind of energy. You know, you have to go within. So that's going to take a little bit more receptive, a little bit more thought, a little bit more going. It's going to take a little bit more internal energy to figure out what's what before we come back out, before we spring forth anew. You feel me? So with the vulture, you know, this is about also using your senses and using your resources. You notice how vultures, they're very observant. They're very observant beings. You know, they're very watchful. You know what I mean? So this is like, to me, I think of it, this is coming in my head like not having to reinvent the wheel. You know, if we're talking about resourceful, like going in your resources, checking your checking your resources, you know, so you're able to checking your resources, so you're able to get to the support that you need to continue to move forward. That's what Aquarius energy is about as we focus on the month. We're going to be doing monthlies also too. I don't know if I mentioned that before. We're going to be doing monthly animal totems instead of weekly. So we can really own in or zone into that energy. But once I get an animal deck, which I am in the process of getting, I'm gonna get it. Okay, then we'll actually do weekly again. But I just want to, right now, we just gonna focus on the energy. And I think once we get to like the new year, which is in Aries season, in Western astrology anyway, then we'll do the animal totems weekly, and by then I should have that animal. You feel me? That animal totem. If there's a deck that y'all feel like I should get though, or there's a deck that I should check out or look at or something like that, let me know. You feel me? And I'll definitely check it out. But I'm looking into decks for cards to pull for the animal totem instead of talking about them, because I'm just a visual person. I don't know about y'all, but I like to see, you know what I mean? And I feel like with these conversations, it'll just, you can focus on that energy for the month. You can harness that energy for the month. Move forward with that energy, remembering like the vulture spirit, you know? So, yes. So yeah, I talked about sunbathing, the death and rebirth as we go back to Scorpio season into this Aquarian, you know, energy of like the Phoenix rising. The vulture spirit is like cleaning up the mess, cleaning all up. And when I say this too, and just tying up loose ends to kind of bring it back. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Like I said, apologize. Mercury retrograde is amongst us in Aquarius, my 12th. So just like, act like it's just not happening. This is getting the shit together to propel you forward, to move you forward. You feel me? Like Saturn made all the checks. You know, or Capricorn made all the checks in Capricorn season. Okay, so what is it that I need to do to build this foundation before this change these changes do come through, before this abundance does come through, before this new world opens, before this portal opens, before we enter into Aquarius season. So the vulture spirit between this gateway right now, as we step from January Aquarius season into February Aquarius season, as I record this, you know, it's time to start tying up those loose ends. Because by the time we get to the, is it the new moon in Virgo or the full moon in Virgo? Let me think. Full moon in Virgo, you know, as we enter into Pisces season, that's when the harvest begins. The harvest from that full moon all the way to Virgo season. So it's time to get it together, y'all. It's time to get it popping. You feel me? It's time to get it popping. It's time to get things moving and shaking and tying down those loose ends, getting your foundation, making that foundation strong, making that foundation solid. So as you're building throughout the year, if anything tries to come in and shift you off your path or push you off your path, you still standing strong in that. You know what I mean? The wind can't move you. And nobody throwing shit at you can move you. No, nothing can jolt you. I feel like that little waving thing, the little wash at the wash places, it's like, hey, yeah, you can't take me nowhere. You might be flimsy. There might be some times where you're experiencing a little turbulence. But at the end of the day, you feel me? You're grounded. You're not going nowhere, right? So let's take that vulture energy and move with it, all right? You already know what it is. It's a rainy storm checking in, checking out, without a doubt. You know what I'm talking about?